The gaming backlog is a build-up of games that you once bought, likely on sale, thinking 60% off? Happy days. I'll play this when I have the time, and you just never did. It sat there on your shelf, or more than likely a digital shelf, collecting dust, just like the 30 behind me that are still wrapped in plastic. Most of us have fell victim to these backlog games. So today, in this series, which will run alongside my cleanup series, I'm going to take action and challenge myself in finishing every single one of them. But not only beat them, I want to earn the platinum, which means unlocking every trophy and usually completing the game to a 100% completion, and I'm bringing all you legends along for the ride. Welcome to the Backlog Cleanup Challenge, Episode 2. Kicking things off, the first game I decided to jump into was Insurgency Sandstorm. This one's been on my backlog for quite a while. The reason I decided to finally tackle it now was because it was recently added to the PlayStation Plus Extras library. Insurgency, however, isn't your typical FPS game. This one is much more realistic and slower paced. No unrealistic mechanics, no speeding around like a madman, no being able to take 50 million bullets to the face. One well-placed headshot and you're gone. There's no campaign to speak of, which was kind of unfortunate to find out, so the whole thing will be online only. There is, however, a co-op mode, which is PvE, real players against AI, but don't get it twisted, the AI can be pretty dumb at times, but also pretty crazy, and drop you super fast. Looking online, the game is rated a 5 out of 10 difficulty and taking around 25 hours, but there's some RNG involved. And we all love a little bit of randomness now, don't we? That's a joke, by the way. We absolutely don't. But because of this, it could take quite a lot longer if you're unlucky. The game comes with 31 trophies in total, some requiring simple things like completing the tutorial, random stuff like killing an enemy while vaulting, to grindy stuff like having you capture 100 objectives. The first thing I did, as with many shooters, is complete the tutorial for the Wet Feet trophy. In the tutorial, you do the usual stuff, learn the main mechanics of the game, so basic training, and I hit some targets, captured an objective and destroyed a supply cache. Round 1 victory. And our first trophy. With the tutorial done, I now knew how to move and shoot. I was basically a master now, so we could head into the main game. The first trophy I actually popped was called Point Shooting for killing an enemy without using my weapons sight, which basically means go against most of the things I've just been taught in the tutorial and just hip fire the enemy. Oh, I got a trophy. Point shooting. Not much later, I managed to kill an enemy while they were reloading. Very unfortunate for them, but very fortunate for me because I unlocked the exploitative trophy. Oh, trophy. This thing is actually even easier because the enemies just love to shout out every single time they do a reload. I then ran up to this building and wow, trying to capture it was absolutely traumatizing when my teammate got obliterated 2 feet in front of me. Behind us. Oh, what the fuck? That was nightmare fuel. I literally turned around. She got domed. That one's probably going to stick with me for a while. Moving on though to the next objective in the same match. The next trophy I ended up popping was Flaccid Paralysis. This one was for simply killing 3 enemies with headshots in a row, which sounds like it could be a bit annoying and tricky, but since I was in the co-op mode with bots, they didn't move around too much, and also in this game, the bullets just do probably like 5 to 10 times more damage if you're hitting them in the head, so chances are most of your kills are going to be headshots anyway. But if you do have a little bit of trouble, just chuck on a DMR or a sniper rifle and you'll get it done easy. Oh, another trophy. Slowly moving forward to the end of what I think was my very first match. I apparently got lucky, not only because the trophy, which was for killing an enemy with the last bullet of your magazine, but I also somehow did it shooting through a surface for wall banger. I did this one super easy as I found a sniper rifle on one of the dead enemies, at least I think it was an enemy, it might have been a teammate that was nearby, doing some sweet sniper shots and of course, pretty much always getting the kill if you actually managed to hit them, which I obviously did because remember I passed my training, so getting the last shot was really easy. Oh. Like the sniping. Another trophy. So with my first win in the bag and the enemy having a few extra bullet holes in the bodies, I continued on attempting to shoot down this chopper because unknown to me at this point, there was a trophy for blowing up either a chopper or a drone, which would be a trophy that ended up causing me a fair few issues later on. But for now, I finally finished my first match, getting the win in the mode checkpoint for checkpoint victory. This was one of the modes that I played the most and is probably the most popular mode altogether, so the fact that everyone else was mostly playing this mode, it felt fitting. You can play this mode in two ways though. You can play it against AI in co-op, or you can play it against real players. Since I'm not the best player and I was just starting out, I obviously played against the AI, but after capturing, defending, and blowing up all of the objectives, the victory was mine, as was the 6 trophies that I'd earned in this one match. Not a bad start. Oh, May have got collateral, let's go. Another trophy, let's go. Yo, we've got 7 trophies already. That's wild. We are speeding through these trophies right now. Let's get it. Then moving into game number 2, I decided, you know what? I really enjoyed the first match, so let's play some more checkpoint. And during that mode, as I've mentioned a second ago, not only do you have to defend capture points, but you also, after advancing a few times, have to destroy caches. We did this in the tutorial if you remember, and for this next one, called self-destructive, I just needed to basically successfully rig and destroy the enemy weapons cache, but since only one person can do this, I had to be pretty quick on my toes, so I ran over there, like a mad lad that had had too many energy drinks, held triangle to plant the bomb, and then needed to run away to get to a safe distance so I didn't blow myself up with the explosion, and then watch the fireworks. I'm planting. Nice. Ooh, trophy for that as well. Beautiful stuff. And that was it for game 2, so I decided now was a good time to finish off for the night. I enjoyed what I'd played and was pretty excited to jump back in the next day. Jumping in, the first trophy I ended up popping was high speed, low drag for killing an enemy right after performing a speed reload. This is a bit like the mechanic in the Gears games if you've played that. That's one of the first games I can recall that did some kind of thing to do with reloads. In that you have to press square to reload at the right time to make it a little bit quicker. This one is slightly different in that you don't have to stop it at a certain time, but you can just double tap square. This of course gives you the faster reload, but the downside is you will throw away any remaining ammo in your magazine, so it's kind of a give and take. So you got to be really careful because you don't want to run out of ammo, which you can do quite easily in this game. Regardless, while hiding behind this stand like an absolute beast, totally not camping, I did my reload and killed the noob. Oh, got a trophy. High speed, low drag, that might have been the reload one. No more than like 2 minutes later, while still defending this same point, I ended up pulling off another trophy that's called Turf War. For this one, while the enemies are blocking the objective from being captured, I then needed to clear it, killing the last enemy. Another trophy, hell yeah, let's go. Alright, things were going pretty smoothly, and I was really vibing with the single fire guns. Just getting that one single tap headshot kill was very satisfying and by far my favourite thing to do in the whole game. And I honestly just enjoyed the slower pace feel to this game because, as I mentioned in the intro, most shooters I play, they're all really fast paced. You know, you've got your Call of Duty, I also love playing Battlefield, and while that is a little slower than Call of Duty, it's still incredibly fast and arcadey, especially compared to this. I'd also recently been playing Doom for my cleanup series. Yeah, all really fast paced, unrealistic games. So this was definitely a really nice and welcomed change of pace. However, speaking of this being, you know, quite realistic, this is the complete opposite. I got a trophy, it's all in the reflexes, for killing an enemy with an enemy's live grenade. For this one, there's actually a little bit of a trick to it. Being able to kill an enemy with their own grenade could be very random RNG. And up to this point, basically none of the enemies, from what I can recall, even threw grenades at me. And then even if they did, to make it even more difficult, unlike other games where you get some obvious indicator on the screen to say like, oh look, there's a grenade, go grab it quick. Here, you get absolutely nothing. All you get is a little sound of it landing somewhere, and then it's up to you to quickly, and I mean very quickly, figure out where the hell it actually landed. Chances are you ain't going to get there in time, and then even if you did, you've then got to throw it back and at an enemy. Very unlikely to actually achieve legit. So instead, I use that nice little trick. I saw online that even though the description says throw an enemy's grenade, you can actually just throw your own grenade at your feet, grab it, and then throw it at one of the enemies. It did take a few attempts, I'll admit. I did definitely blow myself up once or twice, more like 10 times, but we won't speak on that because obviously I'm a master grenade thrower. I did that in the tutorial, so obviously I'm a professional. But I did this, and the enemy went kaboom, and so did my trophy. Right, I'm trying the grenade again. That should count. Yes, there we go. Advancing on a little bit further into the same game, which I have to say, I absolutely love these dark levels where you've got to use night vision to be able to see. If you want to get immersed into this game, just go into a night level with a night vision and it's so freaking cool. Either way, since I was, you know, a bit of a explosive grenade expert, at this point I was just spraying grenades everywhere, all over the place. And then I threw this beautiful one through this little area and managed to kill 3 or more enemies with a single grenade or explosive, giving me the efficiency trophy. Oh my god, there we go. I'm guessing that was the one for 3 kills. Continuing to enjoy and absolutely love the night vision levels, I guess I was feeling a bit more Sam Fisher than usual because I decided to go in a little bit stealthy and pull out my knife. Now that my arm had, you know, had all that workout from throwing grenades and whatever else I was deciding to throw, I got up close and personal killing an enemy with a knife. Should we see if I can get the melee kill? So equip the knife. Alright, so we just attack like this. Let's see if we can be a bit cheeky and... Oh shit. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yes! There we go. We got it. Right, that's another trophy. Oh my god, we're going to town. Feeling even more stealthy and honestly a bit of a badass at this point, I continued on with my assault rifle, moving through with my night vision, taking out enemies left, right and centre. They had no idea what was coming. And then it came to a point where I had to destroy another cache, moving in with my teammates having peak communication, which meant no communication because none of us was talking, but it didn't matter because everyone knew what they were supposed to be doing and everything was working out. I then decided to use my noggin a little bit, playing it smart, and it paid off because I continued throwing stuff and got the trophy banged for killing an enemy after blinding them with a flashbang. Just like flash myself and then just like hip fire like crazy and hope for the best. That's what we're gonna try. Right, we're doing it. Ah, right, well we got the flashbang kill at least. Now we just need a kill while we're flashbanged. I then finished the match, which did unfortunately mean for now that was the end of our night vision run. But that didn't mean we couldn't do any more cool shit, because I did while infiltrating this building. I did what was probably my favourite trophy in the entire game, which was to kick a door into an enemy, killing them on the other side. My character must have one hell of a freaking boot to be able to pull that off. And imagine on the enemy's gravestone, died by getting booted in the face by a door. Knock knock, mate. Listen for someone behind the door. Wish I could like peek through the bottom of it or something, you know what I mean, so you can see them. That was hilarious, what the hell? Shit. Okay, let's play play the game with that door there. Still on day 2 though, and utterly loving the game so far. The next trophy I managed to pull off was called Special Delivery, which was for destroying an enemy weapons cache using a remote explosive charge. Now, I know it says a remote explosive charge, but I didn't use an explosive charge. I used a Molotov, which still worked. Although I think the trophy specifically does say use a... Oh, never mind. Also, this might be a great point to actually mention a little bit about the game and its classes. Certain classes have, you know, just normal assault rifles. Some are more close range, so they come with shotguns, so you can get up close. And then others, like this one, and have Molotovs, and some with explosives. Each class has the role to play, and all of them are really fun. So I'll be switching between these, just trying them all out. Plus most of them require some kind of trophy at some point. As you progress though and level up, you'll unlock more classes, which will actually play a factor later on, because to unlock some of the other stuff, I'd have to continue to level up to be able to call in kill streaks. But we'll discuss that as we get further into the game. Okay, so do you remember before when we was using flashbangs to flashbang the enemy? Well, this time, for the trophy Blind Fire, I needed to kill an enemy, but the kicker is while I was flashbanged. And now I could lie and say I got this really easily, but I'm not going to. This one took me quite a long time and I flashbanged myself at least like 50 times. So I honestly have no idea how my character is even able to see anymore or hear, or I don't know, he should be blind at this point, deaf and probably dead. Either way, after a Brazilian attempts of me throwing flashbangs at myself like an absolute idiot, I was going to just wait for them to throw flashbangs at me, but they barely ever do. Just like with the grenades, they don't really throw flashbangs at you very often, and again, like the grenades, even if they did, chances are I'm going to have no idea where the hell the freaking flashbang came from to be able to shoot someone. So just like the grenade, I threw loads and loads of flashbangs at my feet and just hoped that I would see an enemy that I could bloody shoot while blinded. I would say shoot them in the face, but it's probably more likely that I shot them in the toes or something. See if I can flash myself. Yes! We got it, let's go. Right, I don't have to bloody flash myself anymore, thank God for that. So at this point, I obviously just really loved throwing shit around. Usually at myself. I'd thrown grenades at myself, I'd thrown flashbangs. I even threw some smoke at myself at one point. So who knows what else I'd end up throwing at myself before the end of this platinum. But something else I could throw, not at myself though, thankfully, was Molotovs. And the reason I was throwing Molotovs is because I was trying to hit an enemy, because for the trophy Ruthless, I'd have to kill an enemy by burning them. Now if there was a trophy for burning myself, I would have unlocked that about 50 times. Unfortunately though, there wasn't. But maybe there should be. I'm going in like an idiot with my Molotov again. I'll be dead in about 5 seconds. That's gotta kill him. There we go. Boom. That looked so easy, but it was actually quite difficult. So now that I was kind of overthrowing everything I could find, or at least that's what I tell myself, I instead started to throw myself around over walls, out of windows, onto your dad's table, and maybe even into your mum's bedroom. I'm only joking, she's not my cup of tea. But I did get very cinematic, because after doing a vault through a window, I killed an enemy, and then vaulted into your mum's bedroom. I just hope your dad doesn't come in kicking the doors down. Oh, yes, got it. Cinematic. After leaving the bedroom, vaulting through the window, the next trophy I got was First Blood, which, as you might be able to guess, is for getting the first kill in a round. I should have probably had this a long time ago, but at the start of each round I was just always trying out new equipment and weapons and stuff, so I was always 1 or 2 minutes behind everyone else. But now that I was getting more familiar with the game, I didn't have to change my loadout as often. So I quickly ran forward, no messing around, and got the first kill. A very nice change from getting the first death. I don't know how well this is going to go. Something tells me terribly, but... Oh, nice, we got the first blood. Moving on, I finally tried different game modes. To this point, I'd pretty much exclusively been playing the checkpoint mode, but I decided to jump into the mode called Push. As for the Push Victory, I needed to simply win a game of push. The difference here is where in checkpoint you can play against AI, in push you can only play against other real players, and with crossplay on, and this game feeling quite slow and a little bit sluggish, especially on a controller, playing against PC players was pretty bloody difficult. But I did finally, and I say finally, but I'm pretty sure I did do it in my very first game. I managed to pull off the win, which of course wasn't down to me, it was because of my teammates. But can we just pretend it was because of me? Having pushed myself to the limit, see what I did there? I jumped off for the day, and I was making amazing progress. At this point, I'd unlocked 21 of the 31 trophies, very fast, and that was only in 2 days. And they weren't even long sessions. I think over the course of those 2 sessions, I'd played maybe 4 or 5 hours tops. So it does kind of show how long it's going to take to get the final few trophies, since, you know, I didn't even need 10 more at this point, and that includes the platinum.
You're in trouble now, asshole! Get down on the ground!
They're just like screaming at each other.
Oh, you're in the jungle now, baby!
That's funny.
Fuck off!
What the fuck?
Shut up, fucking idiot!
They're just constantly raging at each other, that's hilarious. So, on day 3, I only managed to pull off one single trophy, which was called Semper Paratus. I think that's how you would pronounce it. I basically needed to navigate through a chemical gas while wearing a gas mask. First, I needed to make sure I obviously had a gas mask on me, and then I also needed to get a little bit lucky that there was someone in the lobby playing as the Commander class, as the Commander class is the only class that can call in these orders. We'll have to do this ourselves later on, but since I wasn't a high enough level yet, I couldn't play as that, so I just had to hope that someone else on my team would call in a chemical mortar attack, which would then, of course, lead to the area being covered in toxic gas to not only the enemy, but also us. So of course I needed my gas mask. I popped it on, toxic smoke, and boom, Bob's your uncle. Or maybe he's not, but if he was, tell him I said hi, and thanks for the gas mask. It then took a good few days to get the remaining few trophies that I needed for the platinum. One of the first things I ended up getting was number 1, which was for being the most valuable player of a round, the MVP. This one sounds like it should be relatively easy. And when I looked at the trophy list and saw this one, I was kind of like, how have I not unlocked this yet? I'd played all of the other PvP modes up to this point, and after getting the MVP on all of them and getting nothing, I was kind of annoyed. So yeah, it turns out the only way to actually get this is in the mode called Firefight, which doesn't sound too bad, just getting MVP and winning. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but to even do that in the first place, especially as I mentioned earlier with, you know, PC players having a pretty big advantage. But more importantly, this game mode is pretty much dead, so it took ages to even find a lobby, and once I did, I put on my triad pants and hoped I could get that top spot. Yep, thankfully I'd pulled off MVP for the round, but as the trophies suggest, that's just one round. And in this mode, it had multiple rounds, and for the second trophy of this mode, I also needed to win the match. And, you know, as I said, this mode is very difficult to get into because there's just no one playing it for whatever reason. So it was really, really important that I could pull off this win in the first game so I could be done with this mode, this trophy, and not have to worry about it. Boom, let's go. The 2 horrible trophies with the game mode that is dead. Got them in one game. Happy days. The platinum is now mostly achievable, I think. Yep, I got lucky. I pulled off the win and the MVP in one match. What a result. I was incredibly chuffed and was just thankful that I'd no longer needed to worry about this trophy and queuing up for an hour just to find one match. So in my eyes at this point, it was easy sailing. I could get to the end of this and have no problem. How wrong I was. But before that, the next trophy I ended up getting was called Carrying, which was for capturing an objective as the last member of the team alive. This one was really, really frustrating and very, very RNG based. The problem with this one is, even though it doesn't sound like it would be that difficult, That is very far from the truth. I mean, to be fair, it's not difficult. That's the wrong word to use. It's just very unlikely that this would actually happen. The reason is you need all of your teammates to die, which just in general doesn't happen very often in the first place. But not only that, they all have to die on the mode where you can actually capture like that set objective, and then also before you even capture the objective. So the way this mode works is you capture it and then you defend it. The hard part is defending it. The easy part is capturing it, so chances are, even if all of your teammates did die, they're definitely not going to die before you capture it. But all that goes well, you still got to be good enough to then capture it on your own anyway. So yeah, this trophy was an absolute ball ache and really just annoyed the crap out of me. Oh my god, we might get the trophy. Wait. Did not pop the trophy? That's bullshit. Oh my, that's bullshit, bro. I should have got the trophy. Capture an objective as the last member of the team alive. I just did it. After trying for hours and hours and hours, I just decided, you know what, I'm going to be that guy. I didn't help my teammates capture it at the start and then just hoped they would die. They kind of didn't. One or two of them did, but most of them was still alive. So I decided to be a bit of an arsehole and I would kill a few of my teammates that were trying to capture it. And because this game, you know, is quite realistic, you can do team killing. And I did feel bad about doing this, but we discussed it in the stream earlier that someone mentioned it that this is the best way by far to do it. And at the time I was against doing that approach, but as I said, I was trying this for so freaking long and I really didn't want to be that guy. I just admitted that I'm gonna have to be the asshole and kill my teammates. So I did. While capturing it, I think I had maybe one or two other teammates that were also capturing it. I had to just put a bullet in their head and then capture it on my own. To be fair though, it's not even that bad because the moment you actually capture it and you take the objective, everyone just respawns anyway. But I still felt dirty doing it. This should be it. The trophy, I hate this trophy.
Alpha's clear, we got it.
Oh my god, let's go. I had to kill a teammate for it, so I am sorry teammate, but that trophy sucks. It was, however, another trophy in the bag, and us being one step closer to popping the platinum, which, you know, to this point, the platinum journey was really good, but it was now starting to get a bit more tedious. The first half of the game was amazing, and I absolutely loved it. I even popped off the majority of the trophies. But these final few trophies really started to annoy me, with the firefight mode being dead and me just searching for a match for so long, and then this next one being so RNG based. I've never really been a fan of trophies that revolve more around teammates than they do you. Thankfully though, this next one could have been a massive grind, and the trophy guide does state that this is a massive grind and possibly the last trophy you'll unlock. The trophy is for capturing 100 objectives, and even though it did still take a while, the way this should work is the mode we've been playing most of the time in co-op, the checkpoint mode, where you capture the objectives and advance through the level. I think even if you complete the whole match, you can maybe capture like 3 points, 5 at the most of these objectives, and that match takes about 40 minutes, so you can quickly imagine how long this would actually take. Luckily enough though, there was a game mode that maybe wasn't there at release since the guide didn't mention it, which was Domination. And yeah, Domination made getting those 100 captures way quicker, and the mode was actually plenty of fun and had loads of players, so I didn't even have to wait in the lobby for half an hour for people to join. So yeah, I really enjoyed getting this trophy, which could have otherwise been a massive grind. Doing all this, however, did help a bunch with leveling up. As I alluded to earlier, I would need to level up because I needed to be able to play as some of the higher leveled classes, which was the Commander and the Observer. The first one I managed to pull off was called Thanks Station, which was while playing as the Commander I needed to kill an enemy using fire support. As you might recall from the trophy earlier, where I was to do it with a gas mask, I was now the one calling in the fire support. And then for the next one, There For You, I needed to call in fire support 10 times as the Observer. The way this works is, as the Observer and the Commander, they kind of work together, and the only way one of them can call in the streak is if the other one is close by. So you basically just stick to each other the whole time. A little bit of teamwork, which in most games you'd be like, oh my god, but honestly, in this game, the teammates really do work together. And as I mentioned, you can team kill in this game. If this was Call of Duty, you'd be getting team killed constantly. I barely ever got team killed in this game. And if I did, they were probably doing the trophy I was bloody doing. So people on this honestly just played the class the way they were supposed to. And because of this, it was really easy to lose yourself in the game. But yeah, for this one, all I needed to do was basically be the observer and then linger around the commander for a while and allow him to keep calling in air support. So as long as I was close enough and I was sticking to him, defending his 6 and allowing him to get confirmation on the radio call, easy peasy. The second to last trophy was ridiculously easy. Being called Styling was for purchasing my first item in the appearance menu. I'd not really bothered changing my character's appearance, or at least not bothered purchasing any new gear appearances, but I went in there with the credits I'd been earning throughout playing the game, and at this point I had absolutely tons, so I just purchased all the stuff. And that left only one more trophy, and that was called Grounded, for destroying an enemy air support vehicle. This one, like many of the others, sounds like it shouldn't be too difficult, but oh my god, this was by far the most frustrating trophy in the whole game. I had no idea this was going to be this frustrating. As with the commander, where you could call in stuff, the kill streaks, I don't think they're really even called kill streaks, they're just air support, but they would call these in and you just had to hope that they called in either a chopper, which you probably don't actually hope for because I found the chopper to be almost impossible to actually take out, so the best option was actually the little drones that nobody seemed to bloody call in. I tried it multiple times in the PvP modes. I played it for quite a while and not a single person called these things in. They did call in maybe 1 or 2 choppers for the few hours that I played, but again, it was just too difficult to take it out. So my best bet was going into the PvE mode, the mode I'd been playing the most, Checkpoint, and just hope that the AI would call in that bloody drone, and it just didn't really seem to happen. I played for a fair few hours and nothing. I played for a few more hours and then I got one drone finally that was called in. Now the thing with the drone is you can hear it hovering around before it explodes, and they are apparently quite easy to take out. And while I could usually hear where it was, I could never seem to bloody see it. I don't know if it was like stuck behind a wall or on top of a roof or something. Yeah, I could hear it, but I could barely ever find it. And then it would blow up, and that's my opportunity down the drain. Then I would just have to play for a few more hours, hoping they'd finally call in another one. Missed my opportunity again, couldn't find it. Hours and hours later, I finally found another one, and I shot the absolute crap out of it. But for some reason, it just didn't want to get destroyed, and then it came down lower and blew up. I thought maybe I'd destroyed it, but I guess I didn't because the trophy didn't pop. I don't know if I just the server was laggy or something, because I shot so many bullets into this thing. So at this point I was incredibly frustrated and was honestly just tempted to give up on the game altogether. The game, I really enjoyed it, but I can't recommend this game if you're going for the platinum just because of these few really frustrating trophies. If you boost them, like if you was in the PvP mode and someone else you was talking to called it in, maybe then it'd be a lot easier, but I don't know, it was annoying. But after hours and hours of frustration, I finally found another bloody drone that was right in front of me, and I went to town on it. Yes! Oh my god, I've done it! That trophy sucks. Oh my god, there we go. Holy shit, that took so long. That trophy is so incredibly RNG, it takes forever to show up. It's so random, and then when it does finally show up, you've got to find it, and then you've got to hope someone else doesn't destroy it, and then if you can't find it, and then even if you do find it, you've got to actually shoot it and blow it up. I'm so glad that's over. Insurgency is done. This was a rough platinum. And that brought an end to Insurgency. It's a shame the final few hours were a bit frustrating. 31 trophies though, earned, the platinum, and 100%. I don't really need to go over exactly how I felt, because I've kind of gone over it already. If you want to play it just for fun, absolutely, go ahead, give it a whirl. But if you're not going to boost those trophies, maybe stay away from it. Regardless of that though, I did enjoy the majority of my time with it. So let's jump on to game number 2. And Game 2 was a game that was very recently added to PlayStation Extra. The game is the Exit 8. Even if you haven't played this game or watched the film, you've probably heard of it before. But if you haven't, it's a game where you walk through a subway station and you just basically got to find all of the anomalies. You've got to figure out what's normal and what's not. Sometimes it's incredibly obvious what the anomaly is because, you know, it's trying to kill you or it's running at you. And then other times it's a little bit more subtle and you really have to pay attention to what's different. The whole point of the game is if you don't see an anomaly, you just keep walking forward, which will increase the floor that you're on. Your goal is to get to floor 8, hence Exit 8, which requires correctly guessing all 8 floors. You get 8 correct in a row, you leave with your life and hopefully a happy ever after. But until that point, you'll be stuck in a never-ending loop. Oh, and by the way, if you do see an anomaly, you just turn around and walk backwards. But let's say you fail while you're on floor 7, you've correctly guessed 7, well, you get that one wrong and you're right back to 0. And honestly, this game was really fun and had some great jump scares. As for the trophies, there's honestly not really much to talk about. There's only 4 trophies and no platinum. One trophy is just basically finishing the game, and then the other 3 are all for just tied to finding the anomalies. So enjoy the game, enjoy a couple of jump scares, and my playthrough of it. Oh. I mean, I take it that's not normal, right? Oh. The hell's that sound? What the fuck? Whoa. What the hell? The hell is this? The Shining? The frick? Is it something with this geezer? Are you fishy, mate? Are you a bit dodgy? Are you a dodgy fella? I don't like this poster, you know. These changes must be subtle or I'm absolutely horrendous. What the fuck? How you doing, fellas? Who the frick? The twins? Oh shit, what are you looking at me like that for, mate? What the hell was that? Do you want to settle down? Just staring? That's a bit weird, isn't it? You better not do no dodgy shit if I go near you, fellas, alright? Little weirdos. Do you reckon their heads are gonna twist right round like a... No. They're like Yakuza or something. Like they're about to start body slamming me on the wall or something, or smacking me over the head with a chair, you know what I mean? Right, well, you're definitely dodgy, mate. That is definitely an anomaly. You two can... Oh! Jesus Christ, bro! What the fuck was... That scared the shit out of me. Yo, mate, you better watch yourself, fella, because there's 2 geezers down here, mate. Well creepy. Telling you. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but... You better watch yourself, mate. Wait, what the fuck? Stairs? Nah, bro, that ain't normal. I don't remember no stairs. Oh, what the shit? You see, these ones are obvious. These anomalies are super obvious. There's just no smoking posters everywhere. Oh, shit. Yo, you... Oh, what the fuck is chasing me? Yo, settle down, my guy. Fucking what? Bro. You're a... What the hell was that? Yo, this game is way creepier than I thought it was going to be. Alright, everything's normal. Dude ain't chasing me. Oh, what the fuck? No, what the shit? Bro, what the fuck is going on? No. Oh, we're on 6. Oh my god. 7. Does that mean I get to leave? If I got that one right. Nah, what is that? What is that, bro? There's a guy? Is it a guy? I don't know what that is, but there's something behind him. You see, this is my problem. Curiosity gets the best of me. Nah, I'm not doing it. I'm not... Nah. Is he getting closer? Nah. Nope. 8. Did we do it? Do we have to guess one more? Right, I've got to get this one right. Bag. Phone. Top button. All normal. 3 doors. Vents. Posters are fine. No! No, you bitch! I was on 8. No, I got the last one wrong. Wait. Is that poster normally there? Oh, what the fuck? Oh, hell no, bro. Fuck that shit. No. 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 That ain't normal. I didn't even notice. I was paying so much attention to the post. What the fuck? He's smiling. Yo, that is weird, bro. Stop smiling, mate. Holy shit. I don't know if I've ever said that to someone before, but... Man, what the fuck? Can we go back to the normal version of it? Get a suntan, mate. Alright, well, I guess I'm going backwards again. Is it? I don't know. What the fuck is that? Hello? Anyone in there? Hello? Please don't fucking jump scare me. Hello? You can go in. Oh my god. I didn't think you'd be able to go in. Fuck. I'm gonna go. I need to go in. I need to go in. I need to go in. Hello? 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 Fucking hell, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. What happens? What? Is that it? Well, at least we didn't get jump scare. I know that that's not the correct thing to do, but I just can't help myself sometimes. I'm too curious. I need to see what happens. Oh, fucking, what the hell is that? Ew, oh my god. Yeah, no, cheers, mate. See you later. Oh, mate. Okay, yep. I see that. I see that. We got some goo. Bendy in the ink machine. Careful, mate. You might slip on it. Right, we're going back. Cameras are there. What the fuck? The eyes are moving. What the okay. That's different. Oh, the door's open. Wait, the other door was open last time. Is someone looking at me in there? Oh shit, there's a Yo, what the fuck? Bro, I'm screenshotting that. What the hell? Why does You okay, darling? No, I'm not dealing with that. That is just wrong. Yo, bro, you need to watch yourself, bro. That was a very realistic looking woman right there as well. I'm not doing that. Nope. Oh, fucking hell. You don't even give a shit. I mean, it's so casual. Hello? Alright, well. Someone really wants to get out. So I'm gonna go back. Oh? My man's broke. You okay, fella? My man's AI's just broke. Oh, shit, my man. Oh, you little shit. You're doing the Sleeping Willows thing, ain't you? Oh, you cheeky little bastard. You, no, bro. I got my eyes on. Nah, mate. No. Just no. Don't even go there. You little melt. Fuck off. Oh. What was that? Oh, the lights broke. Oh, they're breaking as I go. Oh, shit. My man just look at me there? Oh, shit. Okay, that's definitely different. Doesn't normally look at us, does it? I mean, maybe I'm tripping like I was before, but... What the fuck? Is that normal? That's not normal. Oh my... That is so creepy. I feel like it's forward. I'm gonna... Oh my god. Oh my god. We made it. Boom. Exit 8. We did it. We got out alive. Oh. Underground passage expert. We found 10. Underground passage. We found 20. Wait, did we just... We found every anomaly. Oh my god. We finally beat the game when we found every single anomaly. We got them all in one go. I don't know if that's good or bad. And that was game 2 done and dusted. And I usually only cover 2 games, but since the Exit 8 only took me like 2 hours, I decided I was going to throw in a game number 3. And that game is the Ascent. This is a game I'd heard quite a lot about before. I'm not sure when it came to PlayStation Extra, but It must have been there for a while because I'd heard it was leaving very soon, and with it being in my backlog, I was like, you know what, if it's leaving soon, there's no better time than right now to crack this out before it leaves. And I'm very glad I decided to check this one out because it was a really fun game. It's a top-down shooter set in a futuristic cyberpunk world, so expect lots of guns, lots of enemies, lots of neon lights, and lots of cybernetics. The game comes with a total of 47 trophies for us to earn, so without further ado, let's get on with it. Starting strong with no messing around, no tutorials, straight into the action, getting a trophy where I just started killing my first enemy. Getting the trophy with just getting started for killing my first enemy. Having made my way out of the underground shithole, it didn't really matter much because I was now in the upper ground shithole called Cluster 13, taking on our jobs and accepting my first main mission. A fair few of the trophies do come from just simply completing the story missions. And for what just happened, I had to complete the Arcology Blues mission. Making my way across this bridge, I saw some barrels, and everybody knows in a game when you see red barrels, you just gotta shoot them. Which I obviously did and unlocked the trophy Opportunist for killing 10 enemies with exploding barrels. Doing some more exploring and just honestly taking in the sights, since this game looked absolutely incredible and I just love the atmosphere and attention to detail on every single inch of this freaking game. It's kind of crazy how every few minutes you'll see something where you just think to yourself like, holy shit, I'll make a really cool screenshot. It's colourful, but also super dingy at the same time. That said, I now got Curious Consumer for reading 10 data pads. Thankfully, there's no trophy for reading every single data pad in the game, so that's a win, because you all know by now how much I hate freaking collectibles, especially when there's too many of them and they're pointless. I continued completing jobs, killing enemies and leveling up. I then used the proficiencies from leveling up, spending 3 skill points for self-improvement. I would then complete the next main story mission called Mutual Dependencies, where I had to go and crash a party and take out these 2 big fellas. And then in this game there's 2 different ways of using fast travel. One of them I hadn't actually unlocked yet, so we'll do that later on, but for now I could explore the open world and fast travel around by riding the Interlink Express. Doing so for the first time would unlock the trophy Tourist. So I jumped on the train and popped the trophy, which brings me on to one of the few things that I didn't like about the game, which was the fast traveling. It's not the fast traveling itself, fast traveling in games is really good. It's because it felt like it took way too long. I think this day and age, especially with the PS5 and PS5 games, we're so accustomed now to loading screens being basically non-existent, and if there is, it's pretty much a few seconds at most. This game's loading screens, however, can be quite long, and the game also requires a lot of backtracking, especially towards the end of the game, and having to just keep fast traveling around and it taking so long between different areas. It really does bog down what is otherwise a really amazing game. And I think something that makes it even worse is the way this game is set up. It's like different regions. There's maybe 3 or 4 different regions. They're set out like floors. You have to ascend, as the game suggests, this tower. Each floor is connected to this middle area of the map. The problem is you can't just fast travel straight to a different floor. Let's say you're at a certain place and you want to fast travel to a different region. You first have to fast travel to the center of the map so you can get in the lift. You get in the lift, which is also another loading screen. Then you leave that, and then you have to fast travel in that area, that region, again to the next place. So just sometimes to move between an area, you're doing like 4 fast travels, and it just really slows down the game. So yeah, my biggest issue by far with this game was absolutely the loading times and the amount of fast traveling that you've got to do. Don't get me wrong though, although that was frustrating, the game is really freaking good. It's just, that one thing is a bit of a letdown compared to everything else. That said, I'd earned myself a little extra cash, selling something and even unlocking the fair trade. Shortly after, getting things done and finishing my first side mission, shot this poor dude as he was about to throw a grenade, having him drop it at his own feet, blowing himself up for the trophy Drop Your Weapon. Seems like there's a lot of dropping grenades and throwing grenades at your own feet going on in this episode. I then equipped an augmentation and upgraded my attributes, resulting in full chrome appearance for the full chrome trophy. Going to be honest, I have no idea what I did to unlock this trophy. Afterwards, I claimed my very first bounty for Bounty Hunter The cool thing with this game, with the bounties, is that you don't even have to go anywhere to accept them. You're just roaming around the world and you just randomly stumble upon them. They're a bit higher level, they're like a mini boss, they've got a name, you kill them, you steal the shit, then you take it back to a bartender at one of the bars and you get a free 1,000 coins, or U-creds as they're called in this game. Honestly, fun and really easy money. Tackled the next main story mission, completing trading places for a new friend. More story missions next. This one, I'm not even gonna lie, it was pretty bloody rough. I had to face this spider boss, and I don't know how many times I died, but this thing kicked the shit out of me and was really bloody difficult and actually took some proper strategy. I think this was the first boss where I actually go into my stats and mess around with them a little bit and figure out what I actually needed to equip. But with the correct augmentations and abilities, I started to do way more damage against this thing and was finally able to pull off the win. But yeah, these spiders, they're coming from all over the place, blowing you up, jumping on you. It's absolutely insane. So I just had to keep moving, keep rolling around, try my best to avoid the fire because that thing absolutely melted me. And then hold triangle to hack these eggs that it would spawn so I could blow them up. I'd also got an upgrade at some point that allowed me to spawn my own little robot friend. This, you know, it wasn't the strongest thing ever, but just having that extra bit of time where the spider wasn't focused on me really helped. And then I got really lucky and leveled up during the fight, which gave me all of my health back. Without that, I probably would have died again. Well, I finally finished it, getting through for Power Hungry. Complete the mission, Empowerment. I think we might have got him. Nice. Freaking hell, that took quite a few attempts. Definitely need to go and level myself up a little. Oh my god, there's more of them. Hell no. Oh shit. And you just delete him in one like that? Where the hell were you a moment ago? Cheers, mate. Alright, looks like we've got a new little crew there as well. Empowerment mission complete. And a trophy. And then, with all those upgrades, I equipped 2 augmentations and a module for added extras. These are what you can kind of tell from the name, the augmentations. They give you small little buffs here and there. The augmentations are like the little robot that I was using. So honestly, in my opinion, make sure you're paying attention to these because they are by far the most important thing and the strongest thing that can help you in the game. Continuing on with more story missions, I finished one and got next level AI for upgrading my imp. If I remember right, I think this was the thing that allows me to hack higher level stuff, but I'm not 100% sure. To be fair, I don't really know much of what was going on in the story. I don't have that much of an idea. I just really enjoyed killing the enemies, the gameplay, and the visuals. I got Fight Smart for killing a robot with an energy damage type, which was just basically his weakness. A little bit backhanded, as this next trophy was called Sashimi for getting killed by a katana. Holy shit, that bullet's swerve. Oh, I'm dead. I got a trophy as well, Sashimi. I guess that's something to do with getting killed by a katana or something. Put an enemy into stasis and then overcharged it, which was one of my abilities, making it blow up, getting me the trophy Overkill. Destroyed these 2 turrets, hacked this machine, and did a little data dig to complete the data miner mission. Enjoyed a little bit of music while taking a taxi ride. That's the second way of fast traveling. This one you can actually do from almost anywhere, whereas the train, you actually needed to go to the train to jump on it. You also, weirdly enough, needed to wait for it, which was kind of a small little touch that was pretty cool. The thing with the taxi, however, is because you could call it anywhere, it did cost 1,000 U-creds, which at the beginning of the game was quite expensive, but once you get a bit further in, it's basically free. I blasted my way through this terminal airport baggage area. The night before, I had a cheeky curry, so, you know, I needed to hit the bog, flushing it away and using the sink to wash my hands. This place might be a shithole, but, you know, I've got to be hygienic. For the next main story mission, I was chasing down this geezer that was trying to leave and run away, and I was having none of it. So, it was time for a boss fight. If I could pull it off and defeat him, I'd get the trophy Appreciation and get praise from Kyra. I would also unlock the trophy My Monarch Hunt for completing Foreign Code. Jesus. Okay, so instead of sending wheels at me, I meant spiders at me, it's sending little explosive wheels. Ah, we almost killed him anyways. Guy's tons easier than that spider. Yeah, this gun is crazy powerful. Got him. Ooh, cheeky trophy as well. Mission complete and a level. Oh, 2 trophies, 2 for the price of 1. Up next, I got the trophy-free candy for getting goods by hacking and destroying vending machines. These vending machines are scattered all over the place, and they give you different things like health and reduce your timer on your abilities, so they're always useful. I then apparently filled the codex, getting comprehensive. I'm not sure if this was like a story mission that I finished because it popped right after finishing a mission, or if it was some kind of collectible thing that I just somehow completed, even though since I was nowhere near the end of the game, it probably wasn't that. And I definitely didn't go out my way for any collectibles. So I'm going to assume it was for finishing the mission. And then at this point, I'd collected 200,000 Ute creds, getting out of the slums. This sounds like a lot. I was nowhere near the end, so yeah. Super easy trophy. You also just get tons and tons of guns and gear that you can just sell. The next trophy, called Everyone's a Smuggler, I simply had to complete the Trace Protocol mission. Honestly, I was absolutely vibing out listening to this music while defeating bounties, bosses and defending this area while I was downloading data. Maybe it was these banging tunes I'm downloading. In the next mission, I was making my way through this huge area trying my absolute best not to get deleted by these freaking 10 turrets that were placed all over the place. In the end, I ended up just running past them all, because trying to kill this many was borderline impossible, finishing the syntax error mission and getting me the magenta power. And since I felt like I was getting pretty close to the end of the game, I now went on a bit of a main story mission rampage. Before, I was only really tackling story missions every now and again, sprinkling in side missions and bounties to make sure I was leveling up so I would never be too under-leveled, which I was a little bit for the first few missions, so I learned from that mistake. Remember the spider? Plus, you know, most of the odd jobs and stuff, it was just really fun gameplay to complete. Leveling up was a bonus. So I made sure not to be under-leveled, but as I said, I felt like I was getting close to the end, so I decided to just smash out a bunch of story missions first, doing nothing personal for completing Recompile, attempting to defeat this boss, completing the mission board meeting and getting severed board, and then making my way towards the end of this lab area, which was an absolute ball ache, might I add, which concluded with this boss fight with a tentacle monster, which kind of reminded me of something from Stranger Things. If I could defeat it though, I'd get Protocol 61A. Finishing that mission also grabbed me the Flatliner trophy, which was for getting all of the enemy codex entries. And then basically finishing the game, watching the credits, and a little cutscene at the end, which was basically just saying we're going to get the Ascent 2. Alright, let's get our soldier friend down. He's going to aggro. Didn't do the great job of aggroing though, did he? But we got it. That's going to spawn a bunch more big boy enemies. Let's get that down. Oh, that damaged me a lot. Holy crap. Let's keep moving, keep moving. Jesus. Right, we got a big boy again. Well, not a big boy, but my favourite, the spiders. Hopefully that can get rid of the remaining main enemies. I think I've only got to do one more hack as well, from the looks of things. Let's spawn our friend. Roll through there. Right, where is it? It's over there at the back. Right, let's just chill for a second. I don't want to rush this and get killed. Right, let's roll in. Boom. That'll kill all them. Very nice. Give us a little bit of heals, definitely not as much as I was hoping. Right, we're gonna go for it. I think we're gonna get it. Yes, let's go, we got it. That was quite difficult, which I'm absolutely all for and definitely gonna be playing that one when it does release. Either way, I'd now completed every single main story mission, including finishing the mission Project Menshen 2. So with the main story done, it was then time for the cleanup, which honestly wasn't bad at all. A couple of random things I needed to do and then complete all of the side missions. So I'd started completing all those side missions, and while doing that I ended up popping Omni Hacker for hacking at least one of each hackable category, with the last one being an ATM, which also unlocked the trophy Anonymous Withdrawal. Isn't there a ATM here, because don't I need to hack one for a trophy? This is an ATM, right? Yeah, there we go. Nice. Oh, 2 trophies. I equipped this pretty sweet dragon augmentation because using it would put the enemy into stasis, something we did earlier. But with this, if I could put the enemy into the stasis and then do 4,000 points of damage, I could get extreme overcharge. I snagged Snooze or Lose for trying Snooze, which is basically this game's version of the fun stuff. I missed the trophy pop for this one, but I enjoyed my first round of Snooze so much that I wanted to go back for a second round. While exploring, I found one of the hacker enemies who deployed something called Black Ice. If I could counter-hack the hacker, I'd unlock the trophy. I then became an aficionado, which I've tried to pronounce at least 10 times, but for this one I fully upgraded a weapon to MK10. I then finally completed every side mission for both of our benefits. Popped a trophy called Explorer for discovering all locations. For this one I was actually, missing something. So I'd looked online since at this point I'd already done every single side mission. So I was like, how am I missing any locations if I've done everything? Turns out there's one random location down at the side called the Outskirts that you don't ever even need to visit for anything. Spent an absolutely insane amount of credits to reset my proficiencies for the trophy do-over. Definitely should have done this one towards the beginning of the game because that was a lot of money. I then unequipped all my gear, so I was basically naked, bringing my defense down to 0. Reason is the next trophy called Suicidal. I needed to die more than 100 times. There's no counter in game to tell you how many times you've already died, or at least I couldn't find one, so I just spent the next 15 minutes running into this group of enemies dying over and over again. Thankfully, the respawn timer is quite quick, unlike the fast travel loading screens. And that left only 2 more trophies to earn, and those 2 trophies were both revolving around co-op. I was actually originally going to play this whole thing in co-op, but I'd seen online that co-op actually caused a lot of the trophies to bug out, so I decided against it. Either way, the first trophy was really easy. It was called Teamwork, and it was for just simply starting my first co-op session. So I invited a good friend of the channel and fellow trophy hunter, also a Discord member and an absolute legend, called Chivo, starting up the session and getting the trophy. And then the second one was called Helping Hand, which was for simply reviving a down but not out friend. So Chivo ran over to the enemies, and from the looks of things, how fast he got dropped, I think he was also naked with no defense. And I also got dropped instantly because I forgot I hadn't equipped any of my gear. I did, however, manage to pick him up, reviving him, and popping the Ascent Platinum before it left PlayStation Extra. What a result. Right, let's pick him up. Come on. There we go. There it is. Helping Hand. The final trophy, which of course means we pop the full Platinum. There we go. Every single trophy. Thank you, Chivo, for helping me out with that one, mate. You're an absolute legend. And yeah, there we are. Not 100%, because of course we've still got the DLC. And that was game number 3 done and finished. All 47 of the base game trophies. There's actually an extra 20 trophies because this game has got DLC. Not going to be tackling the DLC right now in this video, but expect it to show up at some point in the cleanup series in the future. But that does bring episode 2 to a close, and another 2 games no longer in my backlog, collecting dust. Thanks for watching, legends. Leave a like and subscribe to see what else is in my backlog, and until next time, have a good one.